In today's lesson, we're going to continue working with dividing decimal numbers, or dividing big numbers, but this time we're going to use decimal numbers and have decimals in our quotient and in our dividend and divisor. So let's go ahead and take a look at example number 1. I'll cover up example 2 here. All right, example number 1 is just having us divide 31,218 divided by 132. Okay, larger numbers. Well, we can do that. Okay, 132 won't go into 31, but it will go into 312. So if this was, let's see, this was 15, 150, and this was 300 to go twice. So let's try 132 times 2. 4, 6, 264. Let's try 132 times 3. 6, 9, 3. Oh, way too many. Way too many, Amanda. Mrs. Jorsky. Way too many. Sorry, I called myself on my first name here. Okay, so it's going to go 2 times to be 264. Subtract, and I'm going to get 8. 48. Bring down my 1. 400. So if this was 100, it would go 4 times, but I don't think it will. I think it's only going to go 3 times, and we already have that one solved. So 396, 5, 17 is 65, and 658. Okay, let's see. I'm going to say maybe 5 times. It's 5 times. Let's see, if this was 15 and this was 60, it would go 4 times, but that's a little more. I'm going to try 5 times. 16, 660. Is that right? 10, 15, 16, 5, 660. That's too much. Sorry, this is an 8. I was thinking that was not right. Okay, let me think for a second. 17 minus 9 is 8. I don't know what I'm thinking. It's been a long day. Okay. 858. Well, I can go more than 5 for sure. So another 100 would be 760. 2 times would be too much. So I'm going to try 6. 18, 19, 6, and 792. I think that's as far as we're going to get to go. So 6 is going to be 792. I'm running out of room. Oh, okay, let's go down a little bit. So left with 6. 15 minus 9 is 6. And it won't work. So here's what I need to do. If you get to the point where it's not going to be 132 at the bottom and just work out perfectly, we need to know that this number, 31,218, can add a decimal and as many zeros as I want to the other end, and it stays the same number. So I'm going to do that, and once I do that, I got to place my decimal right above where I put it in the dividend into the answer. Then I can bring down my 0 and have a larger number that I can go into. Okay. Oh, I did that one right here. So it's times 5. Now that's going to work out pretty. Sometimes it goes on and on and on, and you just have to add another 0 and bring it down and keep doing it. But this one worked out pretty good. So our answer is 236.5. Whew, large numbers. Okay, well that was large. Let's look at this one. Sometimes when we divide, our numbers begin with decimal numbers. And when that happens, we need to change the way we start our problem. So let's take a look. 974.835. I do not know what's happening to my brain right now. It's not working right. Please excuse my brain not working right. Okay. Now, when we divide, we cannot have a decimal number in the divisor. it will not work. It will just cause us a big headache. So what we need to do is we need to change this number into a whole number. And to do that, I'm going to move the decimal over 2 places to the right. And that'll make it a whole number. It'll now be this number. Now I can't just do that without doing it over here. So essentially what we did is we multiplied times 100 because we moved our decimal 2 places. So if we move our decimal 2 places here, we now have 97483.5. Now, it's a different number because of the decimal, but it's still the same digits. Okay, so we're going to place our decimal here. I'm going to rewrite the problem down here so that I can work it and not run out of room because I have another example down here. So let me switch these. Okay, I'm going to write it here because I kind of wrote too large there. 97483.5. Okay, when I get to this point, I know that my answer is going to have a decimal because something's going to have to go up here. So if that's the case, I don't want to forget it. So my first step is going to be to place that decimal into the quotient so that I don't forget it later. Okay, now we have a very large number over here. Okay, let's see. 1,245, and we have 97. Well, if this was 96, 12 goes into 96 8 times. So let's try 8. And we're trying to go into way over here is going to be our first digit. Oh boy. Okay, so 40, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 16, 17, 18, 19, 8, 9, 9, oh, 9, 7. Okay, let's go down 1 and let's do 1245 times 7. 28, 29, 30, 31, 14, 15, 16, 17, 87, 15. There we go. Okay, so that was 7 times. Put it in that first place, and it would be 8,715. I'm going to subtract. All right, now that's not enough, so I'm going to bring down my digit, which is okay. That's what we want it to be. Okay, so this is 12. Well, if this was 1,000, we could go in here 10 times, but it's going to be less than that. Let's try 8. Shooting in the dark, kind of. I know it has to be more than this. And about 1,000 more, it's going to be 97. That's going to be about as much as we get. So let's try 1245 times 8. Oh, I already did that. I already did that. 9960. And if I did another 1,000, that would be too much. Okay, so that's going to be it. It's going to be an 8. All right, so 9,960. No point in doing it again. I already did it once. Okay, 3 becomes a 2. 13 minus 6 is 7. That becomes a 9. 12 minus 9 is 373. Bring down my 5. I do not need to bring down my decimal point because it doesn't matter. Okay, 3735. Okay, so if this was 12 and this is 36, it would go 3 times. Okay, like 12 times 3, so let's try that. It's a good place to start. 5 times 3 is 15, 12, 13, 6, 7. Oh, perfect! That was lucky. Good estimating there. So our answer is 78.3. All right, let's try one more. Okay, a plane travels 3,625.26 miles, in 6.9 hours. What is the plane's unit rate? Awesome, we did unit rate last time, and unit rate remember, is how many per hour. So we're going to find the unit rate per 1. Okay, so to do that, we're going to divide the larger number divided by the smaller number. I think that's what we kind of determined in our last problems. All right, so I might need some workspace. I'm going to use my little scratch paper that I had last time for our last problem. I'll just work it to the side here. Okay, so we have 3. I'm going to write original problem here because I think I'm going to have to move some numbers. Okay, I need to move my decimal. So I'm going to move my decimal place. 1, I'm going to multiply by 10. I'm going to move it over 1. So I'm going to do the same thing here and place my decimal in my answer. Okay, I'm going to rewrite the problem down here. 69 now instead of 6.9. 36252.6. And I placed that in my quotient already. Okay, so I'm going to work my problem right here on my scratch paper now that I have it set up. Okay, so 69 won't go into 36, but it will go into 362. If it was 60, it would go in 6 times to 36. So let's try, since it's way away from 60, I'm going to try 5. 69 times 5 be 45. Sorry, I'm going to hold that differently so you can see. 34. Yep, I think that's going to be close. 345. So that was 5 times. 12 minus 5 is 7. 5 minus 4 is 1. Okay, perfect. 175. If this was 60 and this was 80, it would go 3 times. Try 2. So I think it's a little too far away from those numbers. So I'm going to try 2. I might be wrong. 138 and 6 and 30 would make 90, so another one would be too much. So 2 would be the correct answer. Okay, let's make sure. Yep. All right, bring down the next digit. 372. Well, here was the 335, and we thought if we added in another 60, that would be 395. So I think it's going to be another 5. 345. 7, 2. Yep. Okay, bring down my 6. 276. Well, it's going to be between a 2 and a 5. Okay, so if this was 70, 27, no, that would be, let's see. Okay, so if this was 70 and this was 280, so if that was a 28 and a 7, that would be 4 times. So let's shoot there, maybe. 69 times 4. 6, 36, 24, 25, 26, 27. Yes, okay. So there's a 4. So the unit rate, let's move back over here. Our unit rate, Plains unit rate, is 525.4 miles per hour, or miles per hour. 525.4 miles per hour. That's about how fast it's going. All right, so today we used decimals to do some more dividing. If you have any questions on dividing with decimals, please put it in your ISM.